Lizards and salamanders. This is one of the first stories inside of your packet number 2. Lizards and salamanders. Lizards and salamanders are commonly confused. They both have long bodies and long tails, and they crawl around on 4 legs, short legs, with their bellies close to the ground. Many people assume they are close relatives since they look so much alike. However, looks can be deceiving. Lizards are actually closer cousins to humans than they are to salamanders. The most obvious difference between lizards and salamanders is their outer covering. Lizards are reptiles like snakes. Therefore, lizards are covered in scales. In contrast, salamanders are amphibians like frogs. As a result, salamanders have skin that is smooth and slimy. You can easily differentiate the two animals by looking at their ears and feet. Lizards have external ear openings and clawed toes. Salamanders, on the other hand, lack these characteristics. These two animals also lay eggs in different ways. Female lizards lay shelled eggs. After selecting a location, they usually dig a hole and bury up to 20 eggs in the ground. After about 11 weeks, the hatchlings emerge. The life cycle of a salamander is quite different. Female salamanders lay up to 450 clear, jelly-like eggs in the water. Like frogs, they are both without legs, but their legs grow as they age. As you can see, salamanders and lizards may look similar, but they are actually quite different. Once you understand how they are different, you can easily identify each one. Main idea. Which statement best describes the main idea of this passage? So remember that the main idea is what the passage is mostly about. That means that almost all, if not all, of the paragraphs will talk about what the main idea is. So 1A says female salamanders lay more eggs than female lizards. It did talk about that. It talked about that a lizard lays 20 eggs, and a salamander lays up to 450 clear eggs. So it did talk about that, but it does not talk about that in paragraph 1, or 2, or 4. So that is not the answer. 1B says, although they look somewhat similar, lizards and salamanders are very different animals. It talks about that in number 1. They can be commonly confused, but they are very different. The most obvious difference is in their outer coverings. One has scales and one has slippery, slimy skin. The last one says that they lay eggs differently. And the conclusion sentence says that they may look similar, but they are quite different. That is a very good idea for what the main idea is. 1C says lizards are closer cousins to humans than they are to salamanders. It says that in paragraph 1. Does not talk about that in paragraph 2. Does not talk about paragraph 3. And it sort of references it again in the conclusion statement. So that is also not the main idea. B is the main idea. In number 2, it says context clues. What does deceiving mean in this passage? So I need to go back up into the passage and I find the word deceiving. It says that, however, looks can be deceiving. I need to go back and see what that sentence is referencing. So I read the sentence before. Many people assume they are close relatives since they look so much alike. Okay, so I'm going to read my answers. I'm going to start crossing them off if they're not very good answers. When something is clarified so that it is easier to understand. Many people assume they are close relatives. That doesn't make it easier to understand. To receive information. Did I get any information about lizards and salamanders? No, not yet. They do that later on. When something is misleading and causes people to believe something that isn't true, do some people think that lizards and salamanders can be close relatives? Yes, that is a good idea, but I need to read my last one. To give information. Did I get any information about why they look alike yet? Nope. So C is the right answer. Underline text evidence that supports your answer to this question. Which body part would not help you determine whether an animal is a lizard or a salamander? Which body part would not help you determine whether an animal is a lizard or a salamander? I'm going to circle not. Okay. So this is the paragraph that talks about looks. It says that lizards are reptiles like snakes. Lizards are covered in scales. I'm going to underline scales. That's a body part. In contrast, salamanders are amphibians. They have skin that is smooth. I'm going to underline that. Skin is a body part. You can easily differentiate the animals by looking at their ears and feet. Ears and feet. I'm going to underline those. Lizards have external ear openings and clawed toes. Salamanders, on the other hand, lack these characteristics. So we're going to have to go back and find which one is not in this paragraph. Toes. Oh, it definitely mentioned toes. Did it mention back? The back is covered with scales, or the back is covered with skin. So, nope. Not that one. Ears, ear openings. Salamanders do not have ear openings. Cannot be that one. Did it talk about eyes as a body part? No. So, D is the right answer. Text structure. Identify the text structure used in this passage. Is it describing? It is describing. That might be the right answer. Cause and effect. Is it saying that this happens, so this happens? Nope. It is not raining, so I cannot put on rain boots. No cause and effect. Sequence. Is it ordering first, then next, last? Nope. Is it saying 1870, 1872, 1877? Nope. Problem and solution. Is it giving me any problems? Nope. Compare and contrast. It is definitely compare and contrast. I have lots of words in contrast. That's contrasting. They look alike. They are commonly confused. I think that the best answer is a compare and contrast. If it was just describing a lizard or just describing a salamander, a description could be the right answer for text structure. Number 5, vocabulary. Which of the following pair of words are antonyms? Remember that antonyms means opposite. External, outside, external ear openings. That means on the outside, those are the same. That would be a synonym. That's not the answer. Short, same. I don't know if those are alike at all. Bury, emerge. Let's go back and find those. She buries her eggs. And 11 weeks later, the hatchlings emerge. Those are very opposite. One's going under the ground, and then the hatchlings come out. That is a good answer. I'm going to read the last one just to make sure that I think C is it. Clear and transparent. I see clear. Clear eggs. Clear eggs can also be known as transparent eggs. Those are synonyms, so that is not it. C is correct. Cause and effect. Why do salamanders have smooth, slimy skin? I think this also could be an inference. They talked about that in paragraph 2. In contrast, salamanders are amphibians, like frogs. As a result, that gives me an effect. The cause is that they are amphibians, like frogs. The result is salamanders have skin that is smooth and slimy. So, they are amphibians. There you go. Hope you watch this video and check your answers.